So, at the time of this recording on the 21st of January, it's Wednesday, apparently Trump at his meeting in Davos has decided to back down, apparently, on his threat of force on Greenland and the tariffs he was going to impose starting the 1st of February. The AP wrote here that Donald Trump reversed his course and abandoned plans to impose tariffs on a group of U.S. allies. The president described it as a very productive. Writing on Truth Social, Trump said an American and NATO representatives had formed a framework of future deal with the respect of Greenland and, in fact, the entire Arctic region based on discussions held in the closed-door meetings at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. It said that the solution would be and will be great for the United States and NATO nations if consummated, and based upon this understanding, I will not be imposing the tariffs that were scheduled to go into effect on February 1st. He later told CNBC that he had lifted the tariffs threats because we have pretty much the concept of the deal, and he described as a little bit complex and a very good deal for the United States, having to do with the security, great security, strong security, and other things. Trump added that the punitive outlines of the agreement included everything we wanted, but we offered few specifics on what the deal entails, and others saying that it will last forever. I'll post the link to these things in the description here, but it goes on about apparently we're be getting mineral rights. So to me, it's just seeming less about the Golden Dome concept, perhaps, and more about something that be making money off of. As doesn't surprise me, as that seems to be his general rhetoric, is trying to bring in money. Then also that they're on the BBC, they have also reported that seven more countries have decided to join his peace board, including Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Egypt. Say they will join the U.S. President Donald Trump's board of peace. According to a joint statement, they will join Israel, which is publicly confirmed its participation earlier. On Wednesday evening, Trump said Vladimir Putin had also agreed to join, but the Russian president said his country was still studying the invitation. However, Saudi Arabia said that the group of Muslim-majority countries, including Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt, Jordan, Indonesia, Pakistan, and Qatar, endorsed the aim of consolidating a permanent ceasefire in Gaza, supporting reconstruction, and advancing what they described as a just and lasting peace. At the World Economic Forum in Switzerland, Trump told reporters that Putin accepted his invitation to join. It goes on to say Russia saying the invitation was under consideration. Reported by Reuters, Russia is prepared to provide $1 billion from seized Russian assets. It's not clear how many countries have been invited to Trump's new body. Canada and UK were invited. The UAE, Bahrain, Albania, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Hungary, Kazakhstan, Morocco, and Vietnam have already signed up. The Pope had received an invitation, and his Cardinal Pietro Parolin said the Pope would need time to consider whether to take part. But Slovenia's Prime Minister Robert Golob said he declined the invitation because the body dangerously interferes with the broader international order. And goes on to talk more about this. I'll Again, this is from the BBC. I'll also post the link to this. But in other news, besides that, that there is good that they finally decided to say, seemingly pump the brakes, whether or not Trump, as some say, was simply trolling, or he had been reined in by his cabinet to, back down a bit. I can't really say for what comes out of that, as I'm sure will be released, what they actually discussed behind the closed doors. It'll be interesting to see. Let me know what you guys think about that. Kind of curious about whether you think that Trump was trolling the whole time, or was he being serious about the escalation of force and then was reined in by his cabinet, or even maybe came to his senses and decided to back off. And there's in London, as reported by the NBC here, that Prince Harry was in court for his lawsuit against the A&L. It's a British newspaper. It's a Associated Newspaper Limited. About his defense claim that I don't have any right to privacy is disgusting. This was him speaking in the court. They accused the publisher of the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday newspapers of using unlawful methods to snoop on them for sensational headlines, including the tapping and hacking of phones and obtaining private medical and financial records through deception, chiefly between 1993 and 2011. A&L has strenuously denied the allegations and called them preposterous smears before the hearing began on Monday. So I'll also post the link to this in the description. This was something I hadn't ever heard of. So I'm unaware. If you know any more about this, I'll be interested what you think about that, and at what point do you believe that a tabloid of any kind is crossing a line of invasion of privacy? Obviously, if they were tapping their phones and things, that would be obvious, but when you even see celebrities walking down the street that, just get hounded by paparazzi to get their pictures, where does a person's right to privacy end, that even in public, that they can't, just simply go out to eat? I myself would find that fairly annoying. To just be able to walk outside would be a pain. And also, there's this other thing in Indonesia, that they found what they believe is to be the world's oldest cave art. Is reported to be 67,800 years old. It's a handprint on a wall, and this is reported by Barron's. I'll post their link up here. It says, we have been working on Indonesia for a long time, study co-author Maxime Aubert of Australia's Griffith University told AFP. This time they ventured into the caves on the island of Muna in the Sulawesi province. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. Sulawesi. Sulawesi. Again, I'll post this link so you all can read it. It was in the province on the advice of Indonesian archaeologist Ati Agus Octaviana. Hopefully I got their name right. The study's lead author. They found handprints in negative stenciled, probably using red ochre. Ochre, I believe. So, for me, that's interesting. It's kind of a bit of good news, a little break from all the dreary stuff. Let me know what you think about that as well. If you're anyone interested in datings and things, curious of how they date things and the accuracy. I know some people don't believe the accuracy of their dating methods, but otherwise, I think it's been a pretty good day. I'm glad to see that everyone's calmed down on the whole Greenland thing, and I'm glad the tensions will ease, at least for now. Let me know what you think, and again, be cognizant of your thoughts and don't be so quick to react. We have here that good example of that everyone got worked up just based on their egos.